You've lived in the UK for years. You've worked hard, paid taxes, stayed out of trouble, and now you're finally ready to apply for indefinite leave to remain or British citizenship. But suddenly, your application is refused. No warning, no second chance. Just rejected. In 2025, new rules and stricter enforcement mean more people than ever are being denied ILR and UK citizenship, sometimes for reasons they didn't even know about. In this video, we'll reveal the groups most at risk and the real reasons people are getting blocked even after meeting the 5-year or 10-year requirements. If you're on a skilled worker visa, a student, a spouse, or even a long-term resident, this could affect you. Let's get into it. 1. Criminal records and police cautions. All right, let's start with the big one, your criminal record. Here's the truth. Even a small problem with the police can ruin your chance to get ILR or British citizenship. It's not just about serious crimes. Did you ever get a police caution? Maybe for shoplifting, a fight, or something like driving too fast? Even those can come back to haunt you. Many people don't realize a police caution stays on your record, and the Home Office checks everything when they decide if you're of good character. So if you've ever had any trouble with the police, even something small, get advice before you apply. One mistake could cost you your chance. 2. Absences from the UK. All right, let's talk about something that trips up a lot of people: time spent outside the UK. You might think a quick holiday or visiting family back home won't hurt your application, but here's the truth. For ILR, you cannot be out of the UK for more than 180 days in any 12-month period. Go over that even by just a few days, and you could lose all the progress you made toward your settlement. Now here's where it gets even tougher. If you're applying for British citizenship, the rules are stricter, especially in your final year before applying. Even one unexpected trip or emergency could mean you don't qualify. So it's super important to keep a close eye on your travel dates. Don't rely on memory. Check your passport stamps, flight tickets, and keep a record of every trip. I've seen so many people get caught out because they traveled for work, went overseas to care for a sick relative, or just took a few too many vacations. The Home Office doesn't make exceptions for most reasons. If you're over the limit, your clock could reset and you'll have to start from zero. Bottom line, track your absences carefully, plan ahead, and if you're not sure about your numbers, get professional advice before you hit submit on that application. 3. Tax or self-employment issues. Okay, let's talk about something really important: tax problems. Listen up. If you're self-employed, run your own business, or even just work a side gig, this bit is for you. Did you ever file your taxes late? Forget to pay your national insurance? Maybe HMRC sent you a penalty letter? These things can actually stop your application in its tracks. Here's the deal. The Home Office and HMRC talk to each other now. That means they can check your tax records against your visa info. If your income doesn't match or you forgot to file, guess what? They're going to notice. So double check your tax records before you apply. This is not something you want to get caught out on. 4. Wrong visa route or breaks in residency. All right, let's break this down so you don't mess up your application. Here's a huge mistake I see all the time: switching visa types or having gaps in your visa history. Maybe you went from a student visa to a work visa, or maybe you had a few weeks or months where you weren't on any visa at all. Guess what? That can totally reset your clock for indefinite leave to remain. Even if you've lived in the UK for 5 or 10 years, the only thing that counts is continuous legal residence. So what should you do? Double check every single visa you've held and make sure there are no breaks or gaps. Don't just guess, go through your records. If you're not sure, get help before you apply. Trust me, you don't want to get this wrong. 5. False information or mistakes on application. Let's keep it real. One small slip-up on your form can totally mess things up. Maybe you wrote down your nickname instead of your full legal name. Maybe you used the wrong address, or you forgot a middle name. Did you ever get refused a visa in another country and didn't mention it? Any of these can trigger a red flag. And get this, even honest mistakes might make the Home Office think you're trying to hide something. So, always triple check your application before you send it off. Don't let a small error ruin your big plans. 6. Overstaying or unlawful presence in the UK. All right, listen up. This one's a game changer. If you've ever stayed in the UK after your visa expired, even for a short time, this can stop you from getting ILR or citizenship. Maybe you didn't even know you overstayed, like your visa ran out while you were still waiting for a decision. But guess what? The Home Office still counts that as breaking the rules. Don't panic, but don't ignore it either. If you think you've overstayed, even by accident, get help and collect any proof you can. It could make all the difference. 7. Marriage or dependent route suspicion. Have you secured your UK visa through marriage or as a dependent of someone already settled here? This is a crucial area where the Home Office is extra vigilant. If there's even a hint that your marriage or relationship isn't genuine, say there are inconsistencies in your evidence or the relationship has broken down, it can spell disaster for your ILR, Indefinite Leave to Remain, or citizenship application. The authorities keep a close eye out for so-called sham marriages, and if something doesn't add up, they won't hesitate to reject your application or even start a deeper investigation. But it doesn't stop there. If you're the sponsor, meaning your partner or dependent is relying on you for their visa, you need to make sure every detail is watertight. That includes your joint finances, living arrangements, and the authenticity of your documents. If bank statements, bills, or tenancy agreements don't match up, or if there are gaps in your proof that you live together, the Home Office will notice. Even small inconsistencies can raise suspicion. For dependents, the rules are strict. You must show you still genuinely rely on your sponsor, whether that's emotionally, financially, or both. If your circumstances have changed and you're no longer in a genuine relationship or no longer dependent, you need to be upfront. Trying to hide this will backfire. Ultimately, honesty and thorough documentation are your best friends here. Double-check everything before you apply, gather extra evidence, photos, messages, joint commitments, and don't be afraid to seek professional advice if things have changed or you're unsure about your situation. The Home Office looks for consistency, credibility, and convincing proof that your relationship or dependent status is real and ongoing. Don't let avoidable mistakes or missing paperwork put your future in the UK at risk. 8. Unpaid NHS debts or benefits fraud. All right, let's talk about something that could totally mess up your visa plans. Unpaid NHS bills or claiming benefits you're not allowed to. If you've used the NHS and still owe money, especially if it's more than £500, the Home Office is not going to ignore it. That's a huge red flag and could get your whole application refused. And listen up, if you ever claim things like universal credit or child benefit when your visa says no recourse to public funds, that's a serious rule break. The Home Office checks everything, so don't risk it. Stay smart. Always pay off any NHS debt and don't claim benefits unless you're 100% sure you're allowed. It could be the difference between getting your ILR or citizenship or starting all over again. 9. Not meeting English or salary requirements. All right, let's talk about another big rule for ILR or citizenship. You've got to pass the Life in the UK test and show your English is up to B1 level, unless you're in a special group that doesn't have to. But here's the thing. If your test certificate has expired, or if it's not from an approved place, your application is done for. Seriously, don't miss this step. And for anyone on a skilled worker visa, listen up. The current salary rule for ILR is now £38,700. If you're not earning at least that much, you won't qualify, even if you've been working here for 5 years straight. So, double check your tests, make sure your certificate is still good, and keep an eye on your salary. Don't let a small mistake ruin your big plans. 10. Bad immigration history or past breaches. All right, let's get real for a second. Your entire immigration history matters, not just the last few years. So have you ever worked while visiting the UK, claimed asylum and then changed your mind, tried applying for visas with details that don't match up, got turned down for a visa in the UK or in another country? Even if it happened years ago, the Home Office remembers everything. They seriously keep records on all of it. And if you want to become a British citizen, get ready for the good character test. They'll check your whole past, not just your recent history. What you should do now. All right, here's what you need to do right now if you want to avoid a big headache later. Double check your full immigration story. Don't skip any details, even the old stuff counts. Look at your travel dates, tax info, and any police records. Make sure everything matches up with what you say in your application. Check your salary, your visa type, and test results. Are they all correct and valid? If you're not sure, now's the time to find out. Still confused? Don't guess. Talk to a professional for advice before you apply. Just remember, living in the UK for 5 or even 10 years doesn't guarantee anything. When you apply, you have to tick every single box, no shortcuts. All right, did any of these facts surprise you? Maybe you've even faced a setback with your ILR or citizenship application. Let's talk about it. Drop your story in the comments below. Your experience could really help someone else on their journey. Seriously, if this video gave you some new insights or cleared up confusion, smash that like button. Share this video with anyone you know who's thinking about applying to stay in the UK. You never know who might need these tips. Don't forget to subscribe to Visa Pathway UK. Here, you'll always get honest, up-to-date info about UK immigration rules. Every change, every update, right when it happens. You don't want to miss out on what could make or break your application. And hey, if you have questions or topics you're curious about, let me know in the comments or send me a message. I'm here to help. Thanks for watching and good luck with your journey to life in the UK. Disclaimer. This video is for informational purposes only and does not constitute legal or immigration advice. Always check the latest guidance from the UK Home Office or speak to a qualified immigration advisor for help with your specific case.